We're on the way to Vegas right now because we're going to be in Sedona this weekend. We left about an hour ago and we're in San Dimas at the Costco filling up before we head over to Las Vegas, Nevada. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to head over to Sedona. Yeah, we're here. Yay, I made $23. Wow. We're here in Las Vegas. We arrived last night after a 5-hour drive. Fortunately, there was a lot of traffic and some slow areas, but we made it. I don't know why, but it was kind of a mental struggle just to like even try to go to Sedona this trip. I was debating whether or not to go only because I had injured my knee like a few days ago and wasn't sure if I'd be able to do some of the hikes that I really wanted to do. And then Oliver kind of threw out his back a little bit like maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, so we weren't sure if this was actually going to be a smart move. But last minute Oliver was like, hey, like why don't we just go? And I'm glad he kind of gave me that push to actually go, because if we didn't go this time around, like it would have been a missed opportunity and maybe it would be very hard for us to go in the near future. But very stoked that we're finally here. Right now I'm at the poolside at the Tuscany Suites and Casino. I had been here once before. It was after our Havasupai trip where we ended up checking into a hotel, which was the Tuscany, and stayed overnight. I didn't realize that we had been here until last night when we were trying to frantically search for a place after eating dinner at the Shang Artisan Noodle Spot. Last night I was craving some Euro Mian and I was like, okay, let's try this place. And surprisingly, I really loved my dish. Can't wait to pitch our tent and go hiking, and yeah, see you guys there. Toodles. They have firewood. Welcome to Sedona Campgrounds. We got our pass that we have to hang on the thing, and then our campground is right there. Wow. Hey, we just arrived at our campsite, and there was originally supposed to be around 8 people, but it's just the 2 of us. And when I'm looking at the campsite, it's actually really big. Apparently they lifted the fire ban so we can do a campfire. And then this is all for us. All for us. Whee! Okay, since we just got here, we're gonna pitch our tent and then start making dinner since we're a little hungry.
Version of Napoleon Dynamite. You know what I mean? Like a nerd. You know what I mean?
Excuse me?
Yeah, you look pretty nerdy.
I just finished eating dinner. The funny thing is that we're coming out here all the way from LA just to eat ramen for dinner and like some snacks, but I guess that's our go-to meal every time we go camping. Anyways, I decided to walk around the campsite. I don't think there's actual trails here, so I couldn't go hiking, but I did see this cute little area where the rocks and the sun is slowly setting. This is my very first time here at the Cave Spring campground. I was a little nervous because my friend Michelle had booked it under her name, and I saw that they don't take transfers. Luckily, she was able to put my name on, and as soon as we got here, they did check. Thankfully, we were able to actually put my name on the reservation. It's actually pretty nice out here. I saw that they had a general store, which is where I checked in, and then as I was walking around the campgrounds, they do have bathrooms and really large trash bins as well as showers, so that's a plus. Apparently this campsite is about 20 minutes out north of Sedona, so we're gonna have to head early tomorrow, but I am going to walk around a little bit more before the sun fully sets and then head to bed early so that we can start our day early tomorrow for one of the longer hikes.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna pause it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, just for this trail.
Yeah.
We are on the trail to Devil's Bridge. And actually, I think we're almost there. Let's turn us around. We drove to Sedona this morning, and it's really beautiful out here. Kind of reminds me of Colorado, like the Red Rocks area. It is rather hot since we started a little bit later today. Hopefully Devil's Bridge is not too packed today. Okay, so I'm in the car. I'm a little exhausted. Today has been such a very long day. We started pretty early and it's after hours, so I didn't want to be too loud outside, so I'm in my car. But after our Devil's Bridge hike, I ended up going to the McDonald's here in Sedona. The only reason why it's so famous is because it's the only one in the entire world that has blue arches. Because the city of Sedona didn't want the harsh yellow and red colors clashing up against the beautiful backdrop of the Red Rock. So McDonald's had to compromise and actually create a different hue to somewhat go along with the town itself. So they ended up going with the turquoise arches instead. So that's pretty cool. And then afterwards we went to Tlaquepaque, which is not too far from the McDonald's that we were at. It's a little village where they have a lot of artists bring in their pieces to sell to the community and anyone who is interested in purchasing sculptures. This town is so like touchy-feely, very zen, and a lot of people who are just trying to go there for healing or some stones to rejuvenate their chakras and whatnot. After the Tlaquepaque village, we went to the Amitabha Stupa Peace Park, which is a park that has these colorful flags hung on multiple trees, and as you walk up towards it, you can see like this huge statue, and it's very peaceful, and it kind of has this Indian slash Buddha vibes where you can put in your prayers and you walk around the statue in hopes that your wishes will come true. I feel like a lot of people just came here to say a prayer as well as just sit there in peace and just feel one with nature. I thought that was really cool because I didn't expect us to go there at all, and it was just one of those places that we went on a whim since we had time before our reservations to Elote Cafe, which is one of the very popular restaurants in Sedona. I made reservations a month and a half in advance, and it's one of the more popular spots in Sedona. And personally, I thought it was okay. I can see why it's a popular spot for tourists, but they do serve Mexican cuisine. And since Oliver and I, we weren't so hungry, we just decided to share a few dishes and then head back to the campsite. I should probably head to bed soon since I'm going to have to wake up early tomorrow for my hike to the West Fork Trail. Good morning. I am heading over to the West Fork Oak Trail. It's one of the popular spots here in Sedona. It's about 8 minutes from our campsite, so I decided why not. It's right next to the creek, and so it's going to be a much more cooler hike than yesterday's, which was pretty hot. You have to go pretty early to the parking spot here at the West Fork Trail just because it does fill up really fast. I was turned away, so I actually had to park on the side of the road. But luckily I was one of the last few people who were able to get one closest to the trail. I believe I read somewhere where if you park at the trailhead, it's about $15 to $20 a car, but if you walk in, it should be about $4 a person. So apparently there are bears on this trail. I think there was like 2 bear sightings. This trail is pretty easy to moderate. I think I'm having a hard time just because my foot is starting to hurt, but it's not that hard. It's just a little long, like 3.3 miles each way, so about 6.6 miles round trip. But wow, look at these views. I did a few river crossings and now I'm walking along the canyons. $11:30. Apparently I'm like less than a mile out. I'm tired. But yes, it's so beautiful. Almost there. Whee! I made it to the end, and I didn't realize you can actually walk through the water into this cool looking tunnel. And apparently if you hike 2.5 miles out, you can actually go camping. So cool. All right, I'm going to head back. I think this is the farthest that I'm going to go, just because the scenery just looks about the same. I thought the highlight was where I had crossed the river. I'm going to go back and wow, so beautiful. We're here too early, so it's not open, but we're taking photos of the church before we head to Sedona.